Page 153, E Minor Arpeggio Study. It's all in the title. We're in the key of E minor, like we have been. One sharp in the key signature. Arpeggio is a type of broken chord. People don't agree on what arpeggio means, but to me it's like what the book is doing. The pattern for the broken chord is bottom to top or top to bottom. You're just playing. So in a chord, you're just doing it. Or that would be an arpeggiated chord or an arpeggio. That's what we're doing here. You can see the notes going up and down. You're just E minor chords. At the beginning you go here. They're just E minor chords, but you're playing it one note at a time. The second line is the 4 chord. There. Yeah. And then the third line you get back to the 1 chord. Yeah. And then here. The last 2 measures, you're up here. The E, C here, and then here. These come. So they're just broken chords. Not a lot to it. It's fairly simple. The trick is to get it smooth and even. You have to look down when you're moving, and you'll learn when to look at the music and when to look down. Although with something like this, you could probably memorize this fairly quickly. There's a lot to it. So I get the chords and the rhythms worked out, and then I think about the articulation, and here you're connecting it. You can lift up between the first and second line and the third line. You can lift up before the third line, but the last 2 lines I would connect all those together. But you have to lift up at the end of the first and second line anyway, because you're using the same hand you have to move. So the phrasing is kind of built in for you. Dynamics, first line is MF-PP, which means they have on repeat. You don't need on repeat. That's really not part of the music. They're just helping you out. MF is the first time you play it, PP is the second. So it's moderately loud, mezzo forte, whatever you think sort of loud is, and there's no melody, it's just all together. Then when you repeat it, now it's very soft. You echo it. Don't use the soft pedal, let's do this with the fingers. And then the second line, loud and PP. So it's a little louder in the first line, but you're heavy, ba 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 ba. Then very soft. And then the third line, you're starting soft. Then you have a crescendo in major 11, you're going to go up to loud. Up here, it's like an arrow. If they put in an arrow and the crescendo, same difference. But don't start getting louder until the note after the crescendo. Not at the crescendo, it's after the crescendo. So and I stay loud until measure 14. You get the diminuendo is like another hairpin, where now you're going to go back down, and this time you're going down to moderately soft for the last 2 measures. So you're loud at the second line, you're here. Not loud, now it's softer. Here you got to plan it out, because it's got to last a little longer. If you don't plan it out, you'll be moderately soft by measure 16 or so, and that's too soon. So you plan it, you may only change maybe 3 notes at a time. Take it up, arpeggio, loud, softer, a little softer, softer. Now we're moderately soft. And the hairpin, you get softer. So the last note could be soft or very soft, whichever. And the fermata at the end, you just hang on to that for a while. Yeah, whatever. It's better to get in and feel these dynamics. As far as the speed goes, flowing gently doesn't say a lot. It's up to you. It's got to be even and controlled. So it's a... But you don't want these long notes to last too long, or we lose interest. Now you're going to repeat both lines, the first 2 lines, and you don't need a reverse repeat sign at the beginning of the first line. In my opinion, that's an error. It should not be there. You can cross it off. There's no reason to have a repeat sign at the beginning of a piece, in my opinion, because a repeat sign means you go back to the beginning. Unless there's a reverse repeat sign. See, at the beginning of the second line, there's a reverse repeat sign. Well, there, yes, you need that one. So it's really 2 lines longer than it looks. Now they've added pedal, and the pedal's pretty straightforward. You're pedaling the first line, and then you're change it and pedal the second line, then you change it and you pedal the last 2 lines except for the last 2 measures. It's overlapping. I don't really feel a need to show that. I mean, I've shown pedal before and you know how it works. You should be able to pedal that, I think. Fermata at the end, you just hang on to that and let it die away. Don't copy me. You don't have to take it that speed. You can play around with the dynamics a little bit if you want to, whichever. I don't know that we really need to play with me on this because it's just arpeggios going up and down. I would hope you can handle that okay. So I think I'm going to skip the play with me on this one. I hope you can handle it. Let me know if you have any questions.